What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Trading Learning 101. It is the weekend market recap, going over the indexes, going over the market of what happened May 13th through the 17th of 2019. Great, strong week in the market. Let's jump into it. First up, we got the VIX here. Monday morning was just straight panic with Trump tweeting about the tariffs on China and the tariffs, the trade wars. The VIX gapped up pre-market to a high of 2050, hit a high Monday of 2125. Really the only day the market was going crazy on Monday. We had a huge gap down in the overall market. But then as the week went on, the market just got stronger and just moved its way all the way back on up with the help of companies putting out earnings as we're at the end of earnings season. Costco, Walmart, and a few other companies putting out great earnings. And you could see the VIX just slowly just died off all the way back down below 16. And then Friday just closing just below 16. Going into next week, do I believe that we will stay below 16? I really don't know. I really think that anything could happen. I think we'll go back above 16 as something may pop up. But what I'm seeing here on the daily chart with the VIX, every single time the VIX would gap up with these red candles, it would gap up and just sell down. Gap up, sell down. Gap up, sell down. Sell down, sell down, sell down. So the VIX in the panic does not increase, really. It just, people react to what's happening in the morning, and then the market just calms down as the day goes on and the week goes on. Next up, we got the SPY here. Last market recap, I called for the overall market. I was bullish going into the market, and I would say I was right with what I said. We opened up Monday with a big gap down right here. But then as the rest of the week went on, it just came right back up to where it closed the previous Friday. So going into next week, I'm bearish on the market. And these are all my personal opinions. We had a strong week last week. 4 just great straight green days in a row. I'm going to be looking for a pullback back down into this 280 level. And we still could possibly pull back even more. But if we would want to break higher, I would look for it to get up and above like 289 and hold above 289 to start working its way up to the previous highs way over here, and then working its way up to the all-time highs. Let's take a look at the 3-minute chart on what happened on the SPY through the week. Like I said, from this Friday level right here, we just had a huge gap down. And Monday was just a bloodbath for the market as it just kept selling off. And then at the end of the day, it got a quick pop. And then it just sold off into the close. But then after that, the market just rallied all the way back. Tuesday getting into a gap up, surging up throughout the day, and then going into the close and giving back some of its gains. We got a slight gap down Wednesday, but then we just surged all day Wednesday, closing really strong. Thursday having a nice gap up, and same thing, just really great surge right there, and surpassing a little bit the previous highs that we had last Friday. And then we had a sell-off there at the end of the day. Gap down here Friday, but surged right back up, and then just choppiness Friday as we closed a little bit weak Friday. And like I said, this 289 is going to be an important level to see where this market opens going into Monday. For it to be strong, I would want to see it gap up near or above 289 and move to the next level. If we gap down more from this level, look for more consolidation and possibly choppiness in this range from 288 down to 280. And like I said, that's why I'm saying I'm bearish. I'm bearish going into next week as we may pull back and we could see some more consolidation. Same thing with the Qs here. Big gap down and sell off Monday. Rest of the week just grinded all the way back up to the previous high we had here on Friday. Next up, the Dow Jones Industrial Average. This 2600 area has been a resistance for the Dow Jones Industrial Average as it just keeps coming right up to it and coming right back down. But Monday again, this big gap down and sell off, we regained it. We regained most of it on Tuesday, gap down again, come right back up to that level, surged up a little bit more on Thursday, and just below that 2600 level, and it did pretty much the same thing on Friday. And real quickly here, as we look at the daily on the Dow Jones, it looks like we're doing a triple top right here on the Dow Jones. And what I see here on the triple top that really caught my attention right here is we got a tombstone doji. That's a bearish candlestick. We're triple topping here at 26,750 on the Dow Jones. It just can't seem to break above this level. And even with the overall markets, like the SPY, if I go to that real quick, just looking at the daily, this was the previous all-time high here. And when we recently broke out from that all-time high, we just, every day it would break out to a new high. It would just inch up to a new level of an all-time new high. To me, that's not really showing strength. Could we continue to keep breaking out to all-time new highs for weeks, months, even years to come? Yeah, the market can do whatever it wants. You never want to predict or say a recession or a crash is coming because you never know what the market's going to do. The market is always right. The market can do whatever it wants, and you can only take hints of what the market's giving you and put the puzzle together. And you don't know what causes a market crash until it happens. But even zooming out here on the SPY, we've had a heck of a run on the SPY. Look at this. Since 2009, right there, all the way to 2019. Just this huge just move up. That's just 10 years of a bull market. That's just so crazy. And going back to see when the last time we had a big run like this was from 2003 all the way to almost 2008. 5 years. And then we were in a bear market for a couple years before we just went on this huge run. But in my honest opinion, and these are my opinions, I really don't think a market crash or something like that's going to happen for a long time. We've come a long way in the past 10 to 20 years with cell phones, technology, computers are getting stronger every day, technology is getting better every day. Times are changing fast, and I feel we are just getting really strong. But it's going back to what I've said before. You never know what causes a market crash or a recession until it actually happens. It could be anything. Going all the way back here to the economic or the financial crisis right here at the end of 2008. But going off of what similar action is occurring right here, I tried looking at the daily and pinpointing areas of what happened like this, and I came to an area right here. You see we kind of triple topped right here, and then we had a big sell-off right there. But then after that, we grinded all the way back up to all-time new highs right there. Had a nice pullback. And then from there, just kept grinding up for years. And what's happening right here? We got almost a triple topping action right here. Expect a nice good pullback on this, or the pullback could have already happened, like right here. And we could just keep going and going and going. As you could see, for multiple days, months, and years, the market just slowly but surely just kept climbing up and up and up and up and up and up, and just kept going and going and going and going, little by little. So anything could happen, really anything. And that's why I always say I never want to predict what's going to happen in the future. I always just want to react to what the market's telling me and just take it day by day, week by week, month by month. And that's how you survive long term. But I don't want to be tooting my horn. I haven't been around in the market for long. I've only been doing this for 3 years. So I myself am still learning, and I will always be a student of the markets. But moving on with the market recap, we'll take a look here at the Russell 2000. I've been off on the Russell 2000. I was anticipating this breakout here from this range that it was in, pretty much all right here in this range. And we finally got that break out of that range right there, and then it just came right back into that range and just started just back into the range. I thought with the SPY breaking out to all-time new highs, the NASDAQ breaking out to all-time new highs, that it would help motivate and push the Russell 2000 to break up higher. But just as soon as it started breaking out from this range, that's when the market started to turn around and retrace from the all-time highs that it put in. And we started going into a little mini panic there for a second with the trade wars. And that affected the Russell 2000, pushed it right back into the range here. Looking at the Russell 2000 here on the 3-minute, from Friday, it just had this huge sell-off all the way down right here to 1520. Then it starts to rebound up, getting a nice bounce, about 3/4 of what it lost its first 3 days. And then after it topped out there, you could just see it trickling down. And it closed, in my opinion, pretty weak Friday. You got a nice little surge right here, but it just couldn't hold it. Consolidated for a quick moment and then just went into a sell-off at the end of the week. And it's just about putting it all together and preparing for the upcoming week. And this is why I'm saying I'm bearish going into next week. Expect a pullback for the overall market. Taking a look at gold here on the daily, this has just been trending down from $14.50 all the way down to $12. Look for a nice bounce on gold, start to move its way back on up. I like how it planted a double bottom right there and right there at $12. So let's see if $12 will hold as support. If it doesn't, look for it to retrace back down to this $11.50 level. Next resistance on gold would be $12.50. I'm bullish on gold. United States oil has had a nice run up here since the beginning of 2019, from $9.25 up to a high of $14. And it's been retracing right here, and I like how it's making this somewhat of a U shape right here. Look for oil to be mixed this week, having a slightly pullback and pushing a little bit higher. I'd be keeping an eye on $13.50 for resistance on United States oil, and I would want to see $12.50 hold as support for oil. I'm mixed on United States oil. Next up, we got the semiconductors. Puts a top in here at 120, and since it topped out there at 120, it's just been in a free fall. Look at just that steep fall from 120 down to 104 right here. Getting close to this mental 100 area. I still think the semiconductors has a bit more to drop, but I'm also liking this 104 level right here as it bounced right here before its nice move up. And this is the area it's currently at right now. And what I also like with this 104 level, how it bounced there and made its move on up. I also like the double bottom action right here. So we could see a nice bounce going into next week with the semiconductors. And like I said, if it breaks this 104 level, look for 100 to be its next main support. Next resistance for the semiconductors is going to be this 110 level, retracing all the way back to right here. So I'm bullish on the semiconductors going into next week. Really important to see if it can hold this 104 level. Going back to the SPY real quick. Recently, it's just been in a downtrend, going down and retracing. I just want to point out that I really like this 180, 181 level. It's just been playing around so much in this level in recent history. Right here acting as resistance, barely trying to hold above it and just falling back below it. All right here and right here. Bounces off of it right here and moved its way on up, and now it's currently bouncing at that level. So with this deep downtrend that we got right here, this 280, 281 level, is it going to continue with this downtrend and come all the way down to this 260 level? Or is it going to hold, consolidate in this area? It could do lots of things. Get a nice bounce and then come back down. Anything could happen. So that's why I like to look at levels and see how it acts around levels. And just take it day by day. But I think we're going to retrace this upcoming week, like I said, and play around at this 280 level. We may puncture it a little bit and recover, because as history shows, it likes to puncture it and play around in this level with all these candles right here. But that's going to be it for this market recap, guys. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please hit that subscribe button and join the Trading Learning 101 community. Leave comments down below. What are your guys' thoughts of the market? And if you enjoyed this video, please smash that like button for me. It lets me know that you guys are enjoying these videos. And as always, guys, make sure you always prepare. Separate yourself and be that 10% that prepares before every trade and every trading day. The better you set yourself up and prepare, the more the odds are in your favor. Remember, this is a business. This is your business. Treat it like one. Alright, guys, until next time, have that patience, have that discipline, and study, study, study. I'll be right back with the market recap, part 2 of the sectors. Until then, later, guys.